feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you are new here and you're my Patreon subscribers, welcome my little astronaut. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Simpson prediction of whether or not the United States is broke. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And then we'll do some tarot card readings on what they mean. In tomorrow's video, we're going to be covering more details specifically relating to the United States economy without anybody else's prediction. I thought today would be a good way to ease into it slowly to see what other people were saying back then when the video was recorded. So this is based on a part 2 series of a video that I did last year, actually almost a year ago, on October 11, 2020. I'll put the video in the link in the description below if you want to watch an old video that I've done. I have majority of the contacts written down, but if you want to actually see it for yourself, of course, you can check the description. Now, quickly before we do begin, if you are interested in booking a reading with me, you can check the description below if you are interested in booking a reading. I do actually, by the way, I am offering discount on my readings up until October 11, 2021. So we have 10% off personal reading for 30 minutes. It will be $32.32. And if you want a 1 hour personal reading, it's 20% off, and you can get it for $52.52. So in case you are indeed interested. All right, let's jump into it. Let's do the little disclaimers so I don't get in trouble by YouTube. All right, this is just for entertainment purposes only. All right, guys. Let's begin. So let's go over a lot of the content that I previously mentioned in the old video. It's very old. Not a lot of you guys probably even seen the video because it was made last year. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the context. If you want to go watch, you can watch it after this video if you would like. After today's video, we're going to be doing the Simpsons. Are they predicting Vice President Harris coming to the presidency? So we'll take a look at that as well. Let's begin. Hi, Patty. What's up, love? I am doing okay. I'm okay. I'm only here temporarily on YouTube. So, yeah. All right, let's begin. I have everything written down. So this is what I said back then. Now, reading it doesn't make any sense when you listen to it. You start to make a lot of sense now. What I was realizing was that when I was rewatching it, kind of like getting information to write down to tell you guys, it felt very similar to the audits of Arizona, the January 6th riot, the impeachment trial, and everything relating to Donald Trump after October when I read on that video. So some of it doesn't make sense because I was reading based on the context in which I had it at that time. But now, if you were to rewatch it, you kind of makes a lot more sense than what I was seeing back then. My interpretation was incorrect, but the way I worded it was spot on. Hi, Fenty. What's up, love? All right, so we have here. Let's begin. So we have here in the opening scene, I said Lisa Simpson represents Nancy Pelosi. Right now, Lisa Simpson becomes president, a woman president in that timeline. However, Nancy Pelosi is the House Speaker for the Democratic Party in the House of Representatives. And so that is very important because in this, when I was going back, I'm like, oh no, they didn't represent her as president because she takes the role on as if she was president, but she's really not. She's just the Speaker of the House. We have here as well as I asked a question in the video. How did the show produce predictive shows? Like how did they predict the contact and stuff like that? Are they psychic by any chance? The people who make symptoms? And I said that throughout this process, I said leaking information to the people slowly. As of now, we all know that January 6th, the government is leaking information about what occurred to the public slowly. We have here, didn't realize a tsunami is coming. I think that's metaphorically, because I spoke with you guys about a tsunami coming, but I believe now, after reading on it so many times, that it may not be an environmental issue. It might be a tsunami, metaphorically speaking, like a political tsunami in terms of like voters coming out in droves, or it could be like a tsunami as in like waves of idea, woke culture, like people waking up and seeing the truth, what they see in front of them. It could be that as well. It doesn't necessarily mean natural disaster. I tend to read too literal in some sense, in some cases. We have here as well as going back to that question we have here, I said that they did not produce based on the idea, so the contact, they didn't come up with the idea in their head, but what they knew was already going to occur. So they kind of knew what was going to happen, and so they started telling you freehand what was going to occur, almost like if they knew internally. They were just preparing you mentally. That is what I said. This is what I said back then. So I'm just updating you on to where we are now. I said the next one, I said to stop progression of people, the woke culture. So now you're starting to see the Democrats and the Republicans are starting to attack people who are within the woke culture. So, for example, us, spiritual people, right, coming together to stop the progression to the next stage of evolution. We have here is that it gets you comfortable with the idea of the Trump presidency. So that video, when it came out, of course, by to the Future, what came out in 2000, a month after Donald Trump quit running for president in early 2000 in February. So this is a long time coming. That's why I'm revisiting this, because they say after the Donald Trump presidency is over, the United States will be broke, which is basically where the point is. As of today, the United States is broke. So we'll talk about that in a moment. We said here I asked is if the symptoms orchestrated or run by a foreign government, such as the Russians. And then what I ended up finding in that reading was that they're not part of the Illuminati, but they're part of a secret society that we don't know about. So almost like they're a secret society, but they're like a light worker, so to speak. I don't know why I got that, but that was something I had. We have here is another way of pre-programming. I just say that in the video is pre-programming voters that they were preparing for a Madam presidency. So some people in the video were getting people comfortable with an idea as a woman as leader, the next leader, and the next president. What it also says, well, is that this could also mean that pre-programming voters could be also relating to the programming of voters that telling them that the votes are invalid if the other candidate does not win due to cheating, even though there's no evidence that prove otherwise. My act in America know that the Russians were interfering in the elections in early 2000. And I said, I got yes, they knew and tried to get Trump or someone else to win in 2000, but failed. So basically, Donald Trump tried to run in 2000. That was the idea of the question. But if you really think about it, since early 2000, people started questioning the voting booth, the voting polls. It just didn't spring out of nothing. It came from somewhere, and it came from early 2000. So when Donald Trump came onto the scene in 2015, people thought that Donald Trump was saying what they were thinking, but really what he was saying is what they've been hearing. What you hear and what you think are two very different things. But Americans have a tendency to mix the two and two together and think that what they hear from somebody else is just what they thought the same exact time, but they never thought of that. Someone else told them to think that. We have here, this signals the end of a cycle of American corruption. So it's a signal, it's like a sign of the end of American corruption based on the government and people in position of power who abuse their power for their own political gain and operatives. We have here, Trump ran only because of his mental illness. This leaves him prone to manipulation, which makes him the perfect target. That's what I said in that video. I said a woman would become president when the United States debt, the U.S. debt, hit $28 trillion. Right now, the United States debt is $28 trillion. When I did that video, I believe it was either 26 trillion or 27 trillion. It was one of those numbers. And so it was a very long time, but now we're in the 28 trillion and we had not had a woman president. So I was clearly wrong about that, but that could necessarily mean the 28 trillion may not necessarily be hinting at a presidency, but could be hinting at something else related to it. We'll also be talking about Yellen, the lady who won the secretary who said that the United States could be in major trouble on by October 18th, which is a very significant date, by the way. I also said here that voters will feel battled and tired. What ended up when I first heard that in the video when I was rewatching it, I automatically went to audit, like the audit election of Arizona, Texas, and stuff like that. We have here someone gets COVID within the Biden administration, and it could mean that Kamala Harris goes into power temporarily, but maybe just say Biden gets COVID, Kamala Harris takes over for 2 weeks until he recovers, and kind of like that, she could be acting president during the time period in which this is taking place. But then also, I did say as well that Donald Trump was going to try to steal the election, which obviously tells me a lot, enough that I need to note that what I was reading on, what may have been hinting, what takes place after January 6th. I just didn't know it yet because it never happened. We never witnessed something quite like that. Hi, Paula. What's up, love? So let's kind of see a little bit of what I couldn't get the video because of copyright issues, but I did manage to get pictures of it, like a little GIF. And so I'll show you a little clip of the scene. Okay, so it says, as you know, we inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump, right? This video, again, was made in early 2000. Then they proceeded to say right after that, what they said is, how bad is it? Secretary Van Houston, and he goes and responds that we're broke. So that is very significant because that is where we are as a country right now. And that is why I wanted to cover that, because I went back to that video and I was like, oh my God, because I even thought, I was like, I don't feel like they could have been too predictive, but in some cases they are. And which is really crazy because if you really look at it, I'm going to upload a video now, but after this video, we'll be talking about Vice President Kamala Harris potentially becoming president. And so I wanted to show you, I don't have the picture on me right now, but if I just show you this temporarily, I have a picture. It's about a side-by-side mirror of Lisa Simpson dressing up very closely to Kamala Harris and what she wore on Inauguration Day. So you kind of see, if you look here, these are two videos that happening today. We have here on the left side, you have Lisa Simpson with the purple trouser and the pearl necklace. Then on the right side, you have Kamala Harris in the purple trouser and pearl necklace. Now, I don't know if that was staged by Kamala Harris, potentially. It could have been accidental. Was it just a prediction? Who knows? But at least to say, it's pretty important and pretty significant that it even occurred in the first place. All right, so let's begin. So now I'm going to show you the national debt to kind of show you exactly where we are in the U.S. right now. If you look to the top left corner, we have the U.S. national debt currently stands at $28.8 trillion in the United States. That is how much debt we are in right now as a country. We are basically flat out broke. So let's take a look. Oops, I don't know what just happened. Oopsie, sorry. Okay, let's see. So Spirits and Angels, please tell me what did that video really mean? Like, does that foreshadow that the United States is going to be broke as a nation? But I did say around this time to another client of mine a long time ago, and I mentioned this many times when I covered the economy, that I did say the United States economy may crash before the end of this year. And that was last year when I read on that. Okay, so a lot of these cards came out in that video too. All right. Now, I don't remember fully what I said, so this is all going to be flat out, fresh, new intuition, basically. All right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles reverse. We have the Ten of Pentacles upright, which is all about family generation, family wealth, longevity, ideas, traditional ideas. We have here the Page of Cups, right? The Rocky Wave coming in. This is my Biden card. This is my Democrat card, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Something's supposed to be soft, but doesn't. And then we have here locked up. We have a woman locked up, right? Tied up. I don't know what this potentially means. But however, we have the Ace of Pentacles, right? This person did not win the election. So whoever this was referring to did not win the election. Now, this could necessarily mean that this could be referring to Kamala Harris. Now, the reason why this will refer to Kamala Harris because she was not on the ticket in terms of for president. She was on the ticket for vice president. So what this necessarily means is that this is just be giving me detailed information, right? Because we have here the generation, traditional ideas. Every president following the traditional status quo, like we have here, one president get 2 terms, some get 1 term, some become president, some don't. But the idea still remains. This is talking about the presidency here, the longevity of it, the way the office is run within the United States. This is what this is referring to it. This could potentially be talking about that Kamala Harris could potentially become president without being elected by the whole as the majority. Does that make any sense? Or with an electoral college, at least in our first time becoming president. We have here as well, we have the Page of Cups. Someone new that is giving me the vibe, the millennial vibe, breaking barrier. We have here the woke, the wave, the little rocky, but she has brand new ideas, what could be very beneficial to the country. I'm sensing Bernie Sanders type energy as well, so this could be someone new. May not even be Kamala Harris. Could be like I don't even know actually. I don't really know. We have here as well the Knight of Pentacles. This normally kind of tells me when I saw this, because this is about an election, about running for re-election. It tells me here that this would kind of mean to me like if you're running for re-election, if you get stopped in your track, you don't win re-election, but it's reversed. So what this could potentially mean is that the person who could assume power will be re-elected. So basically meaning that there could be Biden and he could be re-elected for a second term. And I did say that in many of my videos previously that I did mention that Biden will be re-elected. We have here as well as we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Swords, right? And this is interesting because we have someone tied up, and I have a feeling that I thought this was common. Now, that could be necessarily be referring to people trying to execute their own beliefs into believing that the election was stolen, so they take matters into their own hand. Potentially, the worst case scenario could mean that this is their way of trying to take the president and hold them hostage in order for them to get someone out in this presidency in this White House. What this could also mean as well is this could be metaphorically that the country, as the United States, is on the brink of disaster, not in a bad way, but in a good way. But this could be referring to that America is being held back from progressing because it can't see where it's going because it doesn't realize that the sword, if you're being tied to a sword, right? And just say, for example, you're being tied and you have something sharp and something's wrapped around your arm. What you're going to do is you're going to move up and down and try to get it to, slice through the cloth or whatever material they have wrapped around your wrist in order to break free. America can break free. It doesn't see that right now. It can't see it. It can't understand that. No matter what kind of cloth it is, they can break out of it. They just have to want to have, they have to want to break out of it. Break out of this mold of the patriarchal system. Hi, Section. Yeah, if something happened to, yeah, exactly 1%. And yeah, I did see that. I did say that Biden was going to be a very popular, very well-known, very popular president of the United States. So I agree with you on that. Yeah, 100%. So that is what I'm seeing here. I feel like this is the progression of the United States. This is talking about the democracy as a whole in the United States. That what this necessarily means in terms of this video of the Simpson was showing you the progression of the United States democracy in terms of the electoral history and how we as a country are going to need to grow, showing you what problems are ahead and what we need to face in order to overcome them. Again, this is my voting. My behalf here, the voting rights, the bills, right? You're coming in to cast your vote for who you want as the next leader. This is the Three of Pentacles. This is interesting that this comes in. Again, I feel like in some way, this is metaphorically speaking, this is our spirit guide talking to me and you about what we need to focus on. And what we need to focus on really has nothing to do with what you're thinking it has to do with. It has to do with the government and everything like that. So let's take a look. Let's get a small little overview of the United States economy. Then in the next video, we're going to be talking about Madam President Kamala Harris to see if she become president. I did see that she'll never be president under President Biden, but she will become president, just not after Biden. So we'll take a look to see. All right, so Spirit Angel, please tell me, what is it that we need to know about the United States economy? Now, we're going to talk more about it this tomorrow, more about like whether or not the United States is going to default on its own loan or stuff relating to that particularly, but we'll take a look. All right, so Spirit Angel, please tell me, what is it that we need to know about the United States economy. Where is it right now? Based on what we see in the symptom video with them saying that the United States country is broke. The United States is broke. What do we need to know? Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, all right. This is like a storyline. I like that. All right, so let's begin. So what I'm seeing here is we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the 7 of Pentacles upright. This is talking about the national debt being so strong. There's being so much of it, and that's what's causing a major issue with the U.S. national debt. It's being so much. We have about $28 trillion of United States debt. That's like so much money, even for me and you, to even pay off during our lifetime. Hi, Doris. What's up, love? Right? That's where we are right now. What we have here as well, the state of the United States economy, is we have the Page of Pentacles. What is going to follow after the crash? Because I told you guys this before, that the best thing the United States can ever have in terms of the country, at the economy, and everything as well, is they need to have an economic crash, and it needs to happen now. Not later, now. Because the sooner the crash happens, the more likely we are as a collective, as a group of Americans, to overcome it and come out of it. We're going to come out of it faster than we did in 2008. And so because of that, we're going to be a lot more successful. We're going to be a lot more business oriented. A lot of us are going to be able to live our lives in the best way possible. But that has to happen now. It can't happen in 5 years. It needs to happen now. No matter how difficult the struggles are going to be for all of us, we're going to come out of it and we're going to be a lot better for it. Trust me on this. We're going to be a lot better. Now, in another hypothetical scenario where the United States does not crash it and the economy stays afloat for the next 5 or 10 years, what ends up happening is because every 10 years on a regular basis, the United States economy crashes. But if the United States economy has not crashed in 2008, it is now 2021, which means that we are about 14, we're about almost 13 to 14 years late. And because we're 13 to 14 years, about 3 or 4 years late, because of that, it's going to be a major issue. Because let's say the economy crashes in 2030. What we have to do now is that not only are the people who would have lost their jobs had the crash occurred now, but also the people who would have lost their job in 2030 will lose their job as well, which means that the economy and the unemployment rate will be double than what it would normally be, because it has to go from the long duration that more people lose their jobs during a long expansion of the economy rather than those who lose their jobs incrementally, right? So if you were just say getting a mortgage payment, you want to pay it off on a certain timely basis, like per month, then annually. So if you pay per year, you have a large bill. You may not have the money up front, but if you pay monthly, you have less than the billing rate, which means it's more affordable. Kind of the same idea, but with the United States economy, if you have it every 10 years, the effect is going to be less drastic than those if it had not occurred during a long period of time, and that's where the effects become more dangerous. That's what I'm referring to. So, in essence, the economy crashing would be a very beneficial thing. That's why this is here, because a lot of people are going to start looking for new ways to innovate. So this is what this is going to spark now. It's not at what I told you. It's going to spark what we call the American Renaissance. That is what I'm seeing here. The American Renaissance, the golden days, the golden hour of America, where more inventions, scientific, medical, almost every aspect of our entire lives will be improved because of this one disaster, because of what had occurred, because of it skyrockets the advancement of the society. By this time, when this happened, this is where we are right now in these two little stages, right? We're in this period that's about to occur, which is the 10 of Swords, this death, the end, the economy crashes, right? It's over. That is what I'm seeing. But it means a renewal, because when there's darkness, there is light, right? You see here the Page of Pentacles, we have an idea, right? A brand new idea, the economy crashes. But then we come out of it stronger, and we become a Page of Swords, right? We entered into the crash with a Page of Pentacles, with our money on our mind, right? Worrying about the economy, where we are going to live. But by this time, we're going to enter into a better state of mind. Well, not only are we going to be able to defend who we are, but you're going to know exactly who you are on a spiritual level. You're going to know exactly who you are and where you came from. But a lot of people are going to start thinking about their lives where they originally originated from. You're going to start to experience more dreams and more dream state. And because of that, you're going to understand who and what you are. Hi, Rhonda. What's up, love? And, money is going to be a little tight, but you will be better mentally. I see a lot of people coming off and getting rid of the trauma because they have so much time to get rid of it that they're going to become better and more sufficient, more motivational for themselves even. And here we have the Four of Pentacles. And this is interesting because it's not a very negative reading at all. It just means that the idea of money, the worry and the fear that comes with money is going to go away. It feels like people are going to start to abandon the concept of money, abandon it altogether, which is this card right here. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 of swords. People are just going to abandon the idea altogether that the only way that we as a society can move forward is we need to get rid of things that no longer suit our highest self or best interest. So this is the state of the United States economy. Honestly, if you were to ask me based on the reading that I read on it, it looks like a very positive thing, not only for us, but as a collective, as a society for all Americans. I don't see anything bad or negative. Like, I see more positive in this scenario than negative. Although it's going to be worrying for a lot of us, even for me, even. We're going to get out of it, but we're going to be better for it. So if anything, you can go into this mindset knowing that positive things are going to come out of it. So when you go into stuff like this, ask yourself, why is this happening? And ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Right? Maybe potentially the economy crashing was teaching me learning how to maintain my money without spending it on everything. For you, it can mean that maybe you need to enjoy life before things happen. Enjoy life at its fullest, right? There are many things that we need to learn. Figure out what one that you need to learn. That's all that you need to know. Now that's how you become the best version. All right, so that is a little bit about the economy. There wasn't really much that we're talking about today. I feel like that's a lot of information. If you want a part 2 video, we'll do a part 2 video. Just give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. And comment in the description below what you think of today's video. Hop on to my next live right after this when I'm talking about Vice President Kamala Harris and whether or not she'll become president. So if you have questions, definitely bring your questions to that live video. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming with me and being with me today. I love you, and I hope you have a very beautiful night. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.